Hello, finance explorers, and welcome back. I'm Yuki.
And I'm Kaido.
Today, we are diving deep into that little heart squeeze you feel when a price suddenly jumps way up.
That little ouch is called sticker shock. And believe it or not, there's a fascinating science behind why it feels so personal.
Ugh, I feel this one so much. Just last week, the price of my favorite mochi ice cream went up by a whole dollar, and I was genuinely offended. Like, why Meek? Why this mochi? It just feels completely unfair. Okay, let's unpack that feeling with a classic story. So picture this. There's a hardware store and it's been selling snow shovels for a totally reasonable $15. Then, boom, a giant snowstorm hits overnight, covering the entire town in a fluffy white blanket. The very next morning, the store owner goes and changes that price tag to $20. Ooh, okay. That feels really sneaky.
Exactly. And what's so interesting is that feeling, that, hey, that's not right feeling. It's not just you, Kaido. It's a totally predictable human reaction that some very smart economists decided to study.
See, I knew it. It just feels wrong in your bones. It really does. And that gut instinct, that feeling of unfairness, is actually the key to a hidden rule of the marketplace. It's like this unspoken agreement we all have with the places we shop. So we're going to call this hidden rule the cozy contract. It's just our cute, friendly name for a really powerful economic idea called dual entitlement. Think of it as this warm, unspoken promise between you and a shop. The cozy contract has three simple, sparkly little rules. First, you as the customer feel you're entitled to what we'll call the memory price. That's the price you remember and expect. Second, the store is entitled to its usual fair profit. And third, when a store jacks up a price just to take advantage of a situation, well, that feels like they're breaking that promise. Okay, that makes sense. So when is it okay for a store to raise its prices without breaking our cozy contract?
Great question, and this really gets to the heart of it all. It feels totally unfair to raise prices just because lots of people suddenly want something, but it feels fair if the store has to raise prices because its own costs have gone up.
So, for example, the researchers gave people this scenario. A grocer supplier raises the cost of lettuce by 30 cents. To cover that new cost, the grocer raises the price for customers by that same exact 30 cents. Wow, 79%? That's almost everybody. So we get it, The store isn't being greedy. They're just protecting their normal, cozy little profit because their own costs went up. The cozy contract is still safe. Exactly. It's all about protecting that fair profit. Now, are you ready to test this new knowledge of yours?
Let's do it. It's time for a little game of fair or unfair.
Okay, scenario 1. A car is super popular, and there's a long waiting list. So the dealer decides to add a $200 surcharge right on top of the list price. This sounds an awful lot like those snow shovels. I am going to say unfair. And you got it. A whopping 71% of people agreed with you. That extra fee feels like a penalty. It's like you're being punished just for wanting the popular thing, and that totally breaks the cozy contract. Ooh, okay, this one's a little trickier. So the dealer was giving people a $200 discount, but now that the car is so popular, they just stop giving the discount. They just sell it at the regular price. It's the same amount of money in the end, but it feels different somehow. I'm not sure on this one. And that is the magic of framing. Just look at this. The results completely flipped. A majority of people were okay with this one. What this shows us is that taking away a gain, like a discount, feels way less painful than being hit with a loss, like a new fee. That's a total game changer. So a 7% pay cut feels just awful, right? But a 5% raise when inflation is at 12%, which is really the same thing financially, feels like you're still getting something good.
Precisely. It's not just what you do, it's how you frame it. It's how you make it sparkle.
Okay, so if companies can kind of get away with this stuff just by framing it differently, why don't they do it all the time? Why aren't we seeing sneaky price hikes everywhere we look? Because breaking the cozy contract in a really obvious way has huge real-world consequences. You risk losing your loyal customers, you get a reputation for being unfair, and these days you can spark a huge storm of angry social media posts. That customer goodwill is like a precious, fragile gem, and once it's shattered, it is so hard to put back together. And we are willing to protect that contract. Get this, 68% of people said they would actually inconvenience themselves. They'd drive 5 minutes out of their way just to punish a store they thought was being unfair. We're not just shoppers, we're like a giant neighborhood watch for fairness. And that, Finance Explorers, is your brand new economic superpower. You can now see this invisible cozy contract playing out everywhere you go.
It's like we have special goggles to see the secret rules of the economy.
It is, because what this all really means is that your personal sense of what's fair, it's not just some random feeling. It is a powerful, invisible force that you and millions of other people use to keep the market in check every single day. And the experts completely back this up. The original researchers wrote, and I quote, "Firms limit such price increases because they're concerned about customer goodwill. Your goodwill, your feeling of being treated right, is a real, powerful economic asset." So the next time you feel that little sting of sticker shock, you'll know exactly what's going on. You'll be able to stop and ask, is this a fair adjustment? Or is someone trying to break our cozy contract?
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Stay curious and happy exploring.